Hey there, my name is Adeola James. How are you doing today? I hope you have had a wonderful day so far. I have. I've had such a wonderful day today. I was tasked to put together a project, and I used to never like writing. If you asked me to put anything, documents together, I would feel like you want to pull my blood out of my body. It was that bad. I'm a talker. I used to be a talker and a worker. But don't ask me to sit down and do any admin stuff. I mean, that's why it took me a long time to do videos, because just to sit down and think about it and then, put my thoughts together on paper. And then the other thing was, okay, you know what? I mean, what about makeup? And it took, I just kept on messing around, but I digress. Let's go back. So I spent my day putting together this document, and I felt so empowered. I felt so knowledgeable whilst I was doing my research and putting together my slides. I was listening to some music that just kept me really, really inspired and creative, and my creative juices were flowing. That's it. Yeah. So my name is Adeola. Once again, I'm a rapid transformational therapist and hypnotherapist. And I kind of just do this for a living. I also work in television as well. So I'm a television producer, content creator, event producer. I'm a speaker. I speak at events. I have quite a number of hats that I wear. However, this one, sitting in front of this camera and speaking to you, is one of the ones that really, really resonate with my heart, because one of my mandates is to raise 10 billion wholesome people all over the world that have real smiles and not fake smiles. Yeah. At some point in my life, my smile was so fake. It was just on the outside, but it was not on the inside. And I'll go out. I coined a word called functioning traumatists. Yes. And so outside, people actually wish to be like us. They pray to be like us. They're jealous of the things that we're able to do and achieve. But then when you're by yourself in your room, you are either crying or feeling lonely or feeling empty or not feeling enough. You don't feel appreciated, you don't feel seen, you just keep giving. Nobody's giving back to you in return. And I found myself in that place for so long. But I didn't know what to do, right? I just kept on going, thinking, okay, if I added more activities, I'll feel much better. If I bought myself new things, I'll feel much better. If I had more friends, I'll feel much better. If I went to new places and met new people, I'll feel much better. Little did I know that I needed to work on my inside so that it will show up on the outside. It was everybody's fault. It was you that made me hurt. You angered me. It was always someone else's fault. I didn't take responsibility for anything that happened in my life. And when I realized that disempowered me so much, and all I needed to do was cut off all my power that I had dissipated outside and bring it back on the inside and work from there. And honestly, my life turned around. Now I also realize that I am the creator of my reality, and whatever I talk about more, the things that I complain about, those same things I give power to. Yeah, I was giving power to the things that I didn't want, because I didn't know that I shouldn't be talking about the things I do not want and only focus on the ones that I do want. Now a lot of us don't actually know what we want. And so that's why we end up not having anything, or having whatever the universe has given to us, because there's no void in the world. If you put a bowl in your room for 1 week, you either see a cockroach or an ant or cobwebs, something in it, because there's no void in the universe. So if you don't put anything in, the universe will naturally put something in for you. And so I was also a chief complainer. And so today I want to talk about manifesting help. No, let me rephrase that. Today I want to talk about using the law of attraction to heal a broken heart, to mend a relationship. That's what I want to talk about today. Now, I didn't know that this was possible at the time when my relationship was going through all sorts of topsy-turvy, ups and downs, more downs than up. I didn't know that the complaining that I was complaining, or the nagging that I was nagging, was actually what was fueling the challenge, or the issues, or the quarreling. I mean, I was a chief complainer. All you needed to do was say, Adeola, how are you? And that's it. You've got me. I would tell you how everybody else is wicked whilst I'm the great. Right? But it was, now I know it's the other way around. And so I want to talk about complaining. Now I know that miserableness likes companionship, and we like pity parties. But I promise you it's not helping you, because energy grows where energy goes. So the more you talk about the problems, the more you will get problems. The less you talk about the problems, the less you will get problems. And when I found this out, magic started to happen for me. I call it magic. Because for me, it was like, whoa. I started to struggle less, and I started to flow more. And so once again, I will use me and my practical examples as always. I will lie down in bed or sit down in certain places. Sometimes it didn't matter where I was. I didn't care where I was. I would put on my headphones, close my eyes, and play something, maybe some instrumental music or a guided visualization that would help me see the kind of relationship that I want. Right? And I suffered from heartbreak. So I was guarding myself from loving again. And a lot of us find ourselves in that place. We're so critical of the other person. We're just looking for how to find a fault or blame them for something, not knowing that it is self-prophecy. When you say it will happen, it will happen. Remember, I said that whether we like it or not, we're creators. The question is, what are we creating on a regular? A lot of us are creating the turmoil we are facing. We sit down and start to think of all the worst case scenarios. How if you go there, they will hate you. If they don't hate you, they'll, oh, he's cheating on me because I saw a message. We start to create things that don't exist. And then start to live from that place of pain. And we suffer. Truthfully, suffering is a choice. Pain might be inevitable, but suffering is a choice. And so when I started to find out that the more I complained, the more I got the things that I was running away from. The more I complained, the more I got, strife and anger and bitterness and resentment. I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? Because I thought I was doing everything right by speaking more and maybe getting more advice from people. And of course, they come with their own pain and trauma as well, added to mine. And then we're now all in pain. We're like crabs trying to come out of a bowl. Nobody can come out because we're all pulling ourselves down into the hole. So, how to manifest, how to create the relationship that you want. Whether you're already in one that you already are thinking about getting out of because of a heartbreak, or adultery, or resentment, something. Stop talking about it. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. To create the relationship of your dreams, stop talking about the problems. Stop talking about them. Complain less, create more. So look at all the things that are happening that you don't like and create the polar opposite of it. Would you do that? So for example, I don't want a man that cheats. Can you change it now to, I want a man who is loyal and honest and open with me? Because unfortunately, the mind doesn't understand the word not. When you say not, I will not steal, you will steal, because all it can hear is I will steal. It doesn't understand that negative word not. If I said to you now, do not think of a red Benz. Do not think of a red Benz. Do not think of a red Benz. What are you thinking of? Because the mind doesn't understand that word. And a lot of us know all the things we don't want, but we do not know what we want. So let's start creating empowering thoughts, empowering statements. Yes? Complain less, create more. That's the first rule. I promise you, and probably the only rule that I'm going to give. Complain less, create more. Because when you complain less, all that aggro and all the anger and all the resentment goes down. Then you start to create what you want, and then that starts to heighten. Maybe the second thing I'll add to it is appreciate people. Look out for the good things in people and just love on them for those good things. Just as you're managing, in quotes, other people too are, in quotes, managing you. So is there one thing that is good about that person that you just want to keep hammering on and celebrating? Look for that thing and thank them. Some people say, oh, my husband, is his job to provide for me. And I say, but God's job is to look after you. Why do we thank him all the time? So be grateful to your husband, be grateful to your wife, be grateful to your children, be grateful to your parents, be grateful to your, even if they've done you so wrong, just giving you life is something that they've done for you. Because if they didn't come together to put life in you, you will not even be so resentful. So let's look for something to be grateful for. There's always something. And in fact, if you write it down, you might even be shocked that the things that they do well are actually more than the things they don't do well. But because we have heightened the things that they do wrongly, we have covered up the things that they don't do well, and we don't that they do well, and we don't see it anymore. So the two things I'll ask you to do: one, complain less, create more. Two, appreciate people, be grateful to people, and tell them why you are grateful. Don't just be grateful. Tell them, oh, I just want to say thank you for rubbing my back yesterday. I really, really enjoyed it, and it eased the tension in my shoulders. Thank you for that. I just want to thank you for providing a roof over our head and providing food for us to eat. Thank you. I really appreciate you, and I see you. And you will see that what gets celebrated gets repeated, and then you manifest the real relationship that you want. You will manifest the softer heart, because you will realize that you can create any relationship that you want just by first knowing it. Then it gets easier and easier after that. The first thing you need to do is know. First thing, you must know. You must know what you want, not what you do not want. And then create more, complain less, and be grateful. Those are the things that I'll say that you can use to manifest the best relationship and get over hurt, or get over heartbreak, or get over resentment or bitterness. That's what I'm going to say to you today. So please practice it. Practice what I've asked you to do. Complain less, create more, be grateful and appreciative. Know what you want and focus on it, and leave all the things you do not want so that you don't get more of it. Have a wonderful day.